Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Monix. To all my subscribers, thank you. To everyone who is new on this channel, thank you for dropping by. If you're new, my name is Moyo Suri and this channel is called Monix, where we talk about lifestyle, love, friendship, marriage, everything that has to do with life in general. I hope at the end of this video you'll subscribe and also tell your family and friends to subscribe. You're all welcome. So today we'll be talking about something totally new and different. And like I always do, I give you the background story to the topic of discussion and then we'll take it from there. So the background story is this. A few days ago, I was on LinkedIn reading some newsletters and I came across a post that sparked a debate. A very strong debate, yes. So what was this post about? So this person posted about a popular food and dining platform in India called Zomato. So Zomato, as a popular company, posted on the 8th of August that henceforth women and transgenders will be entitled to 10 paid working days menstrual leave, meaning that anyone who is female and anyone who is transgender will be able to go on menstrual leave, and the number of days they are entitled to in a year is 10 working days. So what is menstrual leave? Menstrual leave is nothing new. It's not a new concept, not a new idea or a new policy. It's been in existence since the early 1920s. So menstrual leave is the leave that women go on when they're on their period and they feel or they experience pains that will keep them away from work, or pains that will not permit them to even sit at work to do any work whatsoever. So this is a leave they go on, or the leave they take. Women menstrual leave can either be paid or unpaid depending on the national policy or the policy of the company involved. So in the 1920s, based on my research, the Japanese labor union demanded menstrual leave for its female workers. So in 1947, it actually became a law in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. So apart from Japan, there are very few other countries that grants women menstrual leave. So one of them is Indonesia, which grants women 2 days a month menstrual leave, and this is in accordance with the Labor Act of 2003. Then we also have South Korea, which grants women paid menstrual leave in accordance with Article 71 of the Labor Standard Law. We also have Taiwan, which grants women 3 days menstrual leave per year in accordance to the Act of Gender Equality in Employment. So there's one other country in Africa that grants women menstrual leave. Guess what country that is? Zambia. That is Zambia. So in Zambia, women are entitled to 1 day a month menstrual leave, and this is called Mother's Day. So in a situation where a lady or a woman asks to go on menstrual leave and the employer says no, she has a right to sue the employer. So that's it about Zambia and the other countries. So there are some corporations that also grant women menstrual leave. So we have Nike. Nike introduced menstrual leave policy in its code of conduct sometime in 2007. Then we also have Toyota. So female employees of Toyota that are under the Australian Manufacturing Workers Union are entitled to 12 days menstrual leave per annum. Then we also have this company in England called Coexist. So Coexist is a Bristol community interest firm, and it grants women menstrual leave. So it introduced this policy in 2016. So back to the background story. So we, for those of us who don't know, in India there is still a culture of period shaming. It's not it doesn't apply to the whole of India, but there are some specific cultures that still period shame women because they consider menstruation as a dirty thing. They see it as unclean, unholy, and then when women are on their period, they are not allowed to go into temples, mosques, churches, and they are not allowed to touch anything considered holy. They cannot touch the holy book. They can't touch anything regarded as holy. So when Zomato introduced this policy on the 8th of August, some people came out to say, no, it's a no, we don't want this policy. And some came in and said, oh, thumbs up, this is a good policy and it's welcome. So for those who have, identified or shown support for the policy, they have said 3 basic things. One, they said that this policy is actually welcome because it's a positive reproductive health reform. And they also see this menstrual leave as a form of maternity leave and a way of recognizing the biological differences that exist between men and women. We all know that men and women are not the same. Women have what goes on through their body on a monthly basis. So based on our anatomy, women and men are not the same. And then they have also said that some women go through pains when they're on their period. This pain is in categories. For those of you who know or have people who have endometriosis, and based on my research, people who have PCOS, they experience this pain on another level. It's on another level. So if you have seen people who have this underlying condition go through period pain, you actually know that it's not fun. It's not a joke. So the supporters of this menstrual leave policy have said that it's a good way to keep, protect, and support women who go through excruciating pains when they are on their period. And finally, they have also said it's also a way of promoting gender equality. So now, to those who have criticized the policy, they have said a lot of things, and I'm just going to discuss just a few of these points of theirs with you. So the first point that critics have stated is that branding menstruating women, introducing menstrual leave brands menstruating women as ill, that is sick, less productive, and weak. Like, excuse me, why do you have to grant women menstrual leave? Like, why do you have to make menstrual leave a policy? Like, prior to the introduction of this policy, women, whether menstruating or not, go to work and they do their work well. So women don't need it. Like, we are not weak, we are strong, we are agile, we can do our work. Like, we don't even need to tell you that we are on a period. When we come to work every day, despite irrespective of the pain, we do our work. You don't know, you can't tell that we are sick. So we don't want this menstrual leave. It's a no, we don't want it, and we won't allow it to stand. So that is one point. And the second point that they have put forward is that introducing menstrual leave only increases the bias that women experience in terms of hiring and promotion. So you know that for those who don't currently know, or those who are not in the gender space, like, there are so many biases that are out there against women, especially when it comes to hiring women or promoting women. Number one, some employers consider women too costly to employ because women are the ones who have child care responsibilities, elder care responsibilities. Women are the ones who really carry out or conduct the reproductive responsibilities in the home. Women are the one that when they get pregnant, you need to provide series of accommodations for them. When they eventually give birth, they go on maternity leave for 3 months, 6 months, some go for 1 year, depending on their needs. So they feel like if you include menstrual leave as part of the policies that promote that help women or that work for women will lose a lot of time. So by the time a woman is pregnant, today she's sick, she doesn't come to work, tomorrow she's sick, she's not at work. So out of 5 working days, she's at work 3 times in a week. Eventually she gives birth, goes on maternity leave, she returns, now she's back with a period. So that means if she has a period, like say 3 days a week, 3 days in a month, and out of the 3 days she goes through excruciating pains 2 days, that means she's going to be away from work for 2 days. So you can imagine the number of days and work hours women lose. So critics of menstrual leave are saying we don't want it because women will keep on losing hours, and then when it's time for the employer to hire or promote, they won't consider a woman as the right candidate. Number 3, they have also said that there are other important gender issues that can be discussed and addressed. We have the issue of gender pay gap. We have the issue of occupational segregation. Why menstrual leave? Of all things to discuss and debate, menstrual leave, no. For gender pay gap, there are some data out there that say that for every $1 a man earns, the woman earns only 62 cents. We need to discuss that. We need to debate that. We need to address that. And then for occupational segregation, some data today reveal that there are a lot more women in low-income occupations, a lot more women in low-income positions compared to men. When you go to boardrooms, at times if you see 10 board members, 9 are men, 1 is female. Those are important things we need to address and discuss. So why menstrual leave of all things? Please take that off. They have also said that introduction of menstrual leave is invasive, because imagine you are on your period you can't work and then you go to your employer to say, sir, approve my leave because I'm on my period. Like, how does that sound? So to these people, they feel like, no, 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 you are, you know, taking the woman's privacy away. Everybody's going to be all up in a business. Our employer, supervisor, HOD, everybody's going to know that, she's on her period though, we need to leave her. We need to leave her, she can't work. No, 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 no. That is not acceptable. We need women to be entitled to their privacy. So please take your menstrual leave policy. We do not want it. So those are some of the things that opponents have said about the menstrual leave policy. Now, thinking about it, I mean, now expressing my own view, I kind of support people who support the policy and also support some of the points that critics have also put forward. So for those who support, I think that is actually a good idea to help women take care of themselves when they go through excruciating pains while they're on their period, because it doesn't make sense. Because if I don't feel well, I'm sick in my body from head to toe, I have a headache, backache, I can't even work, I can't do anything, like I'm basically sick. So if I go to work, I won't be able to do my work well. So why do I need to be at work? Just to show that I'm at work today. So I think it's actually good on that front for women to, you know, stay at home when they are on their period, especially when they are sick. For those who are sick, they should stay at home. But those who feel good, who don't experience any form of pain, you can go to work. If you feel like going to work, you don't need to take the leave. So that's my opinion. I also feel like a lot of people have actually debated this policy because of the tag menstrual leave. Some feel like, especially those who say you are taking away from women's privacy, I feel like if it's called sick leave, it might sound better. But the problem is that if you call it sick leave, that means men would have less days as a sick leave compared to women. Because if everybody is entitled to 10 working days sick leave, that means women would need to have more days. So for instance, in a particular organization, men have 10 working days sick leave, women have 20 working days sick leave. That means for men, it's somewhat discriminatory, or they may perceive it as discriminatory, because why should my colleague who is female have 20 days and I have 10 days? No, 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 this won't work. So I mean, there are so many things we need to think about, because we are trying to work towards gender equality. So we are trying to work towards gender equality, not that we will now do things that will now make men come down to this level. Like, we need equality for both sexes. Yeah. And then one other thing that I also have in mind is that if we begin to say we are recognizing the biological differences that exist between genders or sexes, at what point, when do we have a cutoff point? Because gender in particular is informal. Gender is not formal. Gender is evolving. It's not like something fixed. Now we have the LGBTQ community. So for instance, the male comes and says, something happens to my body, I need to go on leave. The female comes and says, oh, something happens to my body, I need to go on leave. Transgender comes, gay comes, lesbian comes, everybody comes and says something is going on in their systems and they need to go on leave. So when do we have that cutoff point? That's a question for us all to answer. I don't have an answer to it. And then one other thing is that whether we brand it menstrual leave, sick leave, or whatever, when people are sick and they can't work, they can't function effectively, they go on leave. That's just it. So whether you call it menstrual leave, either you grant it or not, when somebody is sick and they cannot work, they cannot make it to work and they have to go on leave. So guys, that's it. I think it's something for every one of us to think about. For those of us who are gender, you know, like gender is our thing. We're in the gender space, you know, we are pushing for gender equality. We are driving towards, you know, and ensuring that men have the same rights and opportunities as women, or women have same access as men. These are things we need to think about. So there was also one question that I saw on the internet, which is that there's a possibility for women to misuse this menstrual leave if it's made a policy in so many organizations or in so many countries. So my question to you, my viewers, is that do you think women will misuse it if it is introduced into your workplace? My Nigerian sisters, my Nigerian brothers, do you think ladies will misuse this right or this leave if it is introduced into your company, your law firm, your organization, your company, your church? Let me know your opinion. I love to read them. Please post your comments, your reactions in the YouTube comment section. For those of you who posted your comments and reactions on my last topic on feminism, thank you so much. I enjoyed reading all your comments. Thank you guys. So we'll see you again. Bye.